When the woman accompanied her fiancé to a banquet, she took off her painful high heels when no one was looking. Her fiancé standing beside her happened to see. The next second, her fiancé asked a waiter to bring a pair of slippers and changed her into them in front of the many guests. That gesture made the woman feel a little flutter in her heart. Actually, their marriage was arranged between families. The CEO was 10 years older than the woman. When they first met, the woman deliberately arrived late. The CEO was not angry at all and remained gentlemanly because he was very interested in this young woman. Although the woman thought the CEO was too old, she could not defy her parents' order and had to agree to marry the CEO. She stipulated that the CEO must not interfere in her private life. After the marriage was arranged, the woman was about to leave. Her father had a servant pack her luggage and send it over, saying they should live together to cultivate their relationship. For the next year she would have to move into the CEO's house. She felt resentful but had no choice. They lived together for 3 months without seeing each other even once. As always, the woman spent every day in bars. In her view, the CEO was indeed very handsome, but like his father, he was old-fashioned and stern. At that moment her father called, saying he was coming on a business trip and would drop by to meet her and the CEO. The woman didn't even have the CEO's phone number. She told her father to wait a moment. She would first ask the CEO if he had time. She pretended to count on her fingers for a moment. Then she told her father that the CEO was working late that evening. Little did she know the CEO was actually with her father at that very moment. She could only awkwardly say the signal was bad and hang up. After meeting, the woman was nervous and uneasy. Unexpectedly, the CEO actively helped her cover up the lie, saying he had told the woman before leaving that he might have to work late that night. Her father saw that they were lying but did not expose them. He told his daughter to be more understanding of her fiancé. The woman outwardly agreed obediently, promising she would learn to be a good wife and mother. As soon as she got home, she complained to her best friend that the CEO was too old and that they had a generation gap. Her friend comforted her, saying older men know how to care for others. Suddenly the CEO knocked and came in. The woman quickly got up and asked if the CEO needed her for something. The CEO told her to give him her phone. She thought the CEO wanted to snoop through her private messages, but unexpectedly the CEO wanted to save his phone number into her phone, claiming that barring any accidents, they would spend their lives together. The next day there was a banquet. The woman had to attend with him as his fiancé. When the CEO dressed up, he became so handsome that it touched her heart. She excitedly whistled. The CEO still put on a serious, proper demeanor. The woman immediately felt awkward and at a loss. The CEO seemed to understand her compliment about his handsomeness and simply said thank you. On the way to the banquet, the woman was still full of confidence. She hadn't expected the CEO to have such high social status. A crowd of guests clamored to talk business with him. Her feet soon grew exhausted from wearing high heels. She secretly took off her high heels and finally breathed a sigh of relief. The CEO noticed her unusual behavior and looked down at her feet. She quickly stood on tiptoe and asked what he was looking at. The CEO immediately asked a waiter to bring slippers. Then, in front of everyone, he crouched down and helped her put on the slippers. In that moment the woman had a feeling that beside the CEO she could really be relaxed and casual. She asked the CEO if he wasn't afraid of losing face by doing that. The CEO said a man's reputation is earned by his capabilities, and reminded her next time she could wear a more comfortable pair of shoes. After the banquet, the woman breathed a sigh of relief, thinking she could finally go home. The CEO retrieved her high heels from the waiter. Seeing him holding her high heels and chatting with guests, she thought to herself that his long, elegant hand was probably usually used to approve documents and sign contracts. On the way back, the woman sat in the car and enjoyed the evening breeze. She thought that living with the CEO like this wouldn't be so bad, so she took the initiative and suggested they start dating.